Hello, welcome to Bars to Bricks. Today we are having a special call, special interview. I've been telling you guys about Gary Wayne Sutton, the man that's innocent on death row, living his worst nightmare. Well, we are soon to hear from him. We're supposed to hear from him at 1 o'clock in about 3 minutes. So, I don't know how precise the prison's going to be at time because he is calling from a counselor's office. So, it's for those of you who haven't been in prison, it's on their time essentially. They set these times, but it's there's a lot of variables. If something happens where they shut down movement for a little bit, if the officers don't get them out, if the counselor's lunch runs late, there's. But anyway, hopefully we will have in the next few minutes the call. Um, Before we do, I'm going to go into a little bit about the case. I'll go more tonight at 7 o'clock with the private investigator. Um, but we're going to hear, the from the source, from Gary himself, and then we also will. He will also. Sorry, I'm getting messages from the family. Um, we'll also be talking to Heather Michelle Cohen. Never heard of her? Google her. If you've ever watched the Discovery Plus or Investigative Discovery show, Private or Secrets, Lies, and Private Eyes, you've seen Heather. Heather is, she's like kind of, well, for lack of better terms, a badass on that show. She started with the purple hair, put a vest and on and stuff, and man, it's ready for action. And that and she just said it might be a minute or two after that the final approvals just went through. So, um, as you know, too, um, with the prison system, it's hard to call somebody within a matter of a couple of days from the process beginning, and we've managed to do that. And I appreciate the Tennessee Department of Corrections for working with us and their staff. And it's they evidently understand the importance of making sure that justice is done and that this innocent man is freed. There's an insurmountable amount of evidence that proves Gary innocent. The evidence they had, the witness statements they had, everything else is has been blown out of the water. It's the scientific evidence was the ME lied and didn't wasn't able to gain the knowledge that he testified to from the tests that he done. Um, there's corruption all the way through, and that was really relevant because the time of death, was matched the timeline, which there's no way he could have died on Friday. It would have had to have been Sunday, maybe Saturday. Here we go, people. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
This is Gary Sutton. Is this a KJ?
Yeah, this is my name, Reverend Dr. Kevin LaBelle. You can call me Kev.
Kevin Bale.
Yeah, that.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks. Carolyn's said she's been talking with you and stuff, and she speaks really highly of you and stuff about you and everything that you kind of help and stuff.
Good. Yeah, I'm trying to do my best. I've been looking at evidence. I got in touch with her. I believe it was on Friday, maybe Thursday, and I she sent me a few things, and I started going through. And because honestly, Gary, when she first started telling me this stuff, I'm like, there's just no way. We're in the United States of America. There is no way that this happens. It just don't.
Oh,
And Oh,
It's unbelievable some of the stuff that they done.
I'm telling you, look, I don't know how much Carolyn's told you about me, but
Yeah.
I'm a pastor. I run a ministries. I also am a rehabilitated felon myself. I was a
Yeah. Yes.
jailhouse lawyer.
Yeah.
Successful in the Kansas Supreme Court, many wins in the district court. Not gonna say I'm no Johnny Cochran, but you know what? I've had attorneys that's been in the field over 30 years that see my writings and are impressed. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
and I am anti-bullying, pro-justice system, and everything that this case is about. I'm against. Not on your end by any means. From all of your constitutional violations down to, well, including involving your counsel.
Well, most people don't even believe that you can get this far for something that you absolutely had nothing to do with.
I,
It's like you still learn.
yes, sir.
I hear something beep or I didn't know where something happened. But it's a lot of people think, and I tell you, even your mind goes to it. I was telling somebody here recently. I was telling somebody here recently that even your mind, I can watch a case on TV like right now, like it Paul said so and so charged with murder. Your mind automatically wants to say, well, that they evidently had to do this. If they didn't, they wouldn't even have them charged with it. But they don't realize what the things that these people go through to charge you with this stuff. I mean, they went from the grand jury just to get an arrest warrant on me, and this is in trial transcripts, and told the grand jury this guy. And remember this name, James Winder. He's the one that handled both cases. I mean, he lied, he forged, he fabricated. I remember the bailies told me once that I couldn't find somebody in a dim lit room. So the only thing they use him for is the forge and the fabricate and the lie to put people in prison. And I didn't realize it so much in the beginning. When I kept thinking, why would they use him on two cases? Why would they bring him from Blount County over to Sevier County and just let him take full control of that case over there too? But come find out, that's what he was, because he had no kind of morals, any kind of values to say. And anyway, he took this in front of the grand jury and said, I've got 3 eyewitnesses that can put Sutton and Dillinger on the scene of this murder. That's what he done just to get the arrest warrant.
Yeah, that's just.
He was straight. What'd you say?
Oh, that's just crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just. This is.
And my lawyer was telling me, when I even questioned about it, my lawyer said, well, they can do pretty much anything they want to arrest you. But I said, look, it's just been one way or another. After they arrested me, I said, he went straight on to the Judge Sexton. I think Charles Sexton was his name. And actually got a search warrant to search my co-defendant, my uncle, I guess you already know, James Dillinger. Went on to search here and got a search warrant and told him the same line, unrolled. And this man sits on the witness stand, and this is no joke. He sat on the witness stand and told like 8 lies back to back, this detective did. And I remember my co-defendant's lawyer, I couldn't get my lawyer, I knew my lawyer done sold me out. I couldn't get him to question him, and finally, we get to arguing about it. I said, you're going to question him about these lies that he just up here admitted to lying. And finally, my co-defendant's lawyer went to question him about him, and finally looked up at the judge and said, Your Honor, he said, this man is sat here and told, and he's supposed to be a respectable lawman, a detective, and he sat here and told like 8 lies back to back. And not only has he done that, but he's sitting here with a snicker to his voice and a big smile on his face like he's really proud of what he's doing. And you know what the judge said? He said that, well, he said, if Mr. Winder wants to purge himself like that, there's nothing I can do about it. He said, he's the one that's got to live with it. And I said, I looked at my lawyer and I said, no, he's not the one that's got to live with it. I do, because I'm the one that's on trial.
Yeah.
But this man went on. Let me get to you, if you don't mind, let me feed you a little information about this situation. I mean, here we had a situation. Now, the guy that I'm charged killing on this case here, me and him was best friends. Never had a harsh word between us. Curtis can tell you a lot about that. I started out being friends with him years prior to this. Probably 7 or 8 years prior to this, we started just being around other friends and got to meet him and stuff. And him and his brother had a car wreck, and he cut one of his legs off right below the knee. So he had one bad leg. And as the years went on, uncle, we just kept getting better friends and better friends. And like I said, never had a harsh word between us. But it finally got to the point. Me and my wife have been having problems for years, and me and her finally separated. So I really started hanging around over at his house a lot more. He'd come out and hang around at my house and stuff, and we got to be pretty good friends. But what happened was, and I still to this day don't know what it was. My co-defendant, which is my uncle, had problems with his older brother. I never did really mess with his older brother much. He was quite a bit older than me and Tommy was, and my uncle was too, like 15 years older. So we didn't hang with them that much. We would go out every now and then with my uncle and do things. But for some reason, they started having it. They got into it over something. To this day, I still don't know what it is. But they started shooting at each other. And me and Tommy, all we tried to do was stay away from all this stuff. I told him on the end of the case, I said, look, you need to stay away from your brother and stay away from my uncle. And I mean, he pretty much, well, they never wasn't going to hurt me or don't think hurt you. And we kind of believed that. But here, he ends up in the grave, and I end up in here for something that we had no part of, or I really don't even understand what it was about, what they was actually fighting over, his brother and my uncle. But we got drug off into something that was absolutely none of our business, something we didn't want nothing to do with. But what happened was, when this case happened, the district attorney, Al Smutcher, I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not, but he was one of the most powerful. The man was a district attorney for around 50 years or over. And I mean, he's one of the most corrupt.
Caroline told me about him.
Anything he wants to. And once he hated my uncle. He had a hate for my uncle. Back in the day, I heard, I don't know this for sure, but I heard that my uncle had laughed at him one time outside of a courtroom. He'd always vowed that he was going to get him. And he got him in this position here where he really could get him. Now, when these cases happened, as you know, I guess the stuff you're reading, it was a brother and a sister that got killed.
Yeah.
Now, the sister, I never got to know her too good. Her and my uncle dated. I mean, they was kind of secretive about it because both of them was married. That's one reason I never was around her much. She would stop down at Tommy's, and we'd be down there, every now and then just for a little while, but I never got to know her much. But anyway, like I said, my uncle had dated her. They dated for years. I don't guess you call it really dating. I mean, they were just friends with benefits, I guess you could say. But anyway, once this happened, they zeroed. They started forging and fabricating evidence. I had a friend that was he was a constable out there, and about all his family's in law enforcement. And he came up and seen me one day, and I talked to him, and I said, and he's telling me, he said, Lord, and here's the reason there's so much lying and forging and fabricating in this, that they couldn't cover up. And this is what he's telling me when he got talking about it. And he said, well, here's the thing, Gary. He said, I talked to all my fellow officers and stuff up here, and he said they didn't have a clue that you wouldn't clip on your uncle. He said every one of them said, give us about 4 or 5 days or a week, and we'll get him to flip on his uncle. So that what they done, they started forging statements, just fabricating whole statements. I mean, coming out 2 and 3 page statements. This person said this, that person said it, and they forged their names to it and everything. And he said what happened was when they couldn't get you to flip on him and get up on the witness stand and testify, well, I know he done this or seen him do this or I know that he done this. He said they had to go back and here they got all this stuff. He said all this stuff that they done, now they're going to have to use it. They can't cover it up. And that's one reason it's so bad. This stuff is so foul that they done. They never thought they'd have to use it. But what they done, see, now the brother's case, Tommy, it happened first. So what they done in Blount County, instead of trying that case that happened first, they go to the second case because the word was around that Kelly Thomas, he was a judge in Blount County, that he was going to be a real fair and honest guy. And everybody said he was. And in the beginning, I thought he was going to be fair and honest. Because, so what they done, they figured, well, let's go to Stewart County. And they took us in there and tried us on both cases. And I was forced to be tried right along with him. And most of the time, it wasn't, well, Gary's done this or Gary's done that. It was Dillinger done this or Dillinger's supposed to have done this. And they would throw me under the bus. Well, he was supposed to have been with him sometime around this time frame. Was really how I ended up. I've never really felt like I had any kind of a fair trial because I didn't go in there on my verdicts. I went in there on somebody else's and was supposed to be sitting there and tried with them.
Yeah.
But what they done, they went to the Superior County case first. They knew that they'd do any and everything in part to get a conviction, and you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that they done. I remember the judge at one point come plumb up off the bench and said, "I don't give a damn what the Tennessee state law is." He said, "This is my courtroom, and I'll do what I want to. If you don't like it," he said, "Cindy, that's what they make appeals courts for," he said.
Wow.
And he knowing at the time, his wife is appeals court judge, so of course he knows when he goes to the appeals courts, he's got a wife that's sitting on the appeals court judge down there. And somebody told me later, said, "Well, she's not sitting on your case," but I said, "You really think that her friends, other fellow appeals court judges, are going to go against her husband?"
Right.
I mean, it's to me, it's just it ain't nothing about that right. But I remember we had one guy got so bad in the courtroom. We had a guy that come up there and trying to think his name. Carolyn knows him real good. That he come up there and he was going to sit in on the courtroom. You know what they done? They shut the courtroom down. The judge said, "I'm not letting nobody come and listen in the case of my courtroom." And he's supposed to be over judges. And he's out of Nashville here.
Huh.
But anyway, they go through all this, get their conviction and stuff. Then we go to Blount County. And I started seeing around. I thought, wow, boy, this is kind of refreshing here. This judge on this death penalty case, he seems like he's going to be by the law and go by the book. And he even made a statement in the beginning of the trial when the district attorney was trying to argue something on her pre-trial motion. And he said, "I'm going to tell you right now, he said, I've done read this Superior County case, and this is not going to be another Rex Ogle in the Alice Motion courtroom." He's referring to the judge and the district attorney in Superior County. He said, "This is not going to be another Rex Ogle in the Alice Motion courtroom." He said, "We go by the law here." And so that seemed like that's what it was going to be. So we started out, most of the pre-trial motions, he ruled in my favor. And even at one point, I remember he ruled, the district attorney kept, and we got this in paper too, where the district attorney literally said, he told the judge there was fixing to argue the separation of my trial from the co-defendant. And he said, "I'd like to say this." He said, if you separate Mr. Sutton from Mr. Dillinger, he said, "I'll have to drop charges on Mr. Sutton and turn him loose because I don't have no evidence against him." He literally said that. He said, "I've got the crime on Mr. Dillinger to link him to this to get a conviction." And that was his very words.
Yeah.
So the judge comes back and ruled on that issue there. He said, "Well, I don't see no problem with trying them together." But he ruled it would really have helped my uncle if I had kept the ruling on it. But what he done, he ruled, he said, "I don't see no problem trying them together." He said, "But any evidence that only pertains to one will not be brought against either." So that was the ruling on that. So let me tell you what they done on this. We ended up all these pre-trial motions. We go in there, we get set up to have a trial. They appoint me 2 lawyers. Now get this, they appoint me 2 lawyers that's so incompetent. Both of them is begging the judge, "Look, Your Honor, please take us off this case. We don't have a clue of how to handle a capital case. We don't have no kind of experience." And the one lawyer said, "Your Honor," he said, "please take me off this case." He said, I ain't never had but one criminal case, and it was just a phone harassment case. He said, "I have no idea how to pick a jury. I don't know. I don't have a clue how to do this." And the judge said, "You're all going to try this case." And he said, "I'm not letting you off this case. Y'all are going to try this case." So anyway, they finally come down. They kept arguing so much that they didn't even know how to start it off to even pick a jury. So the judge allowed that he would give us a jury picker, that he would actually give us a professional jury picker to help them pick a jury. So let's get this. All you've ever heard of this happening before or not. But they actually gave us a professional jury. The jury coming out, the jury picker did. I mean, done a good job. I mean, I remember my lawyer saying, "I'll tell you this," he said, "Gary, you'll go out here being found not guilty because there's no evidence that you've done anything wrong." And he said, the people that's on this jury, he said, "I didn't hear several of them are saying, you're going to have to show me some evidence, especially in the death penalty case." But let me tell you what they done. They get a jury picked, and I think we got like maybe, I can't remember to be exact. I know we had one ticket, not 2 alternates to sit in on the jury. And so my lawyer, I'm asking my lawyer, I said, "What's wrong with the district attorney over there? He's throwing stuff on the desk. He's stomping around. He's throwing a little tantrum like a little kid or something." He said, "He is livid." He said, "He is madder than hell." He said, that this jury picked a jury like this." So Anyway, the judge, they go up and have a little session with the judge and stuff. Next thing I know, the judge said, we're going to take a 15-minute break. We'll be back in 15 minutes. So they take me back over to the jail. This 15 minutes turned into an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So they finally bring me back over later on that evening. The judge then, he said, you know what? He said, we're out of people. You know how they send the things out when they send things up, have jury members to come in, potential jury members?
Yeah.
He said, well, we've run out of people. He said, I'm not going to go on the street just to pick any more orders. He said, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, this jury we have picked, we're just going to send this jury home. We're going to send this jury home, and we'll have another court date at a later time. Send the jury home now because, and it was all about, I mean, it's easy for us to say, my lawyer, that they sent the jury home because the district attorney wanted to redo. They wanted to send the jury back, send this jury home and get another redo. So let me tell you what they've done now. They take it to another level. And this judge, Kelly Thomas, he really had seemed like he was going by the book because every time something would come up, he would pull a law book out and sit down, and no matter whether it was for me or against me or the same thing with the state, he would kind of go along the lines of what the law said. And that's what the judge is supposed to be. I remember the bailiff was telling me once that you'll never find a more fair and honest judge than this guy. When somebody got to him, once they sent this jury home, and I left, and I forget how many months it was before they brought me back to trial. So I come back to trial and didn't have nobody told me nothing about this. I get back to trial. And my lawyer comes up to jail and he said, well, Gary, I got some bad news. He said, I said, what's that? He said, well, he said, the judge's rules, he went back and changed every one of your pretrial motions, and he's letting all the Sevier County case in. He said, changed all your pretrial motions. I said, he's done all of this, and I'm not even allowed to be president, and you're just now telling me all of this? Well, he said, he can do about what he wants to. I said, I followed all these pretrial motions. The student said, well, he's changed them all. He said he took his jury picker. He's not going to let you have a jury picker now. And get this, not only did he do that, this judge helped pick their jury. My lawyers are so incompetent about trying to pick a jury. He finally got mad. The judge did, said they was taking too long, and he started picking my jury members for me. I've never heard of that happen like it before. The judge started questioning and picking them for me, but that's what he done.
Yeah, and